Are you going to offer a resolution to expel George Santos?
Yeah, that's the plan. We're going to, we plan on filing the resolution this afternoon. It's been co-sponsored by all the New York freshmen. We just feel that enough's enough. Obviously, a couple months back, the suggestion was made because there wasn't a two-thirds vote in order to remove him from the House of Representatives to send it to ethics. I know that ethics has been a little busy, but it's time that we see some results. And after the latest indictment, I think it's clear that he's not fit to serve in the House of Representatives. He's a stain on the institution, and that's why the New York freshmen have come together. He's also a stain on our state.
Have you gotten any commitments from either Jordan or Scalise to put this on the floor?
None whatsoever. We're acting alone right now. We think it's the right thing to do for our constituents, for Long Island, and for New York State. It's time that we move on from George Santos.
What do you make of that, though, that leadership is not calling on him to resign?
I think the election of Speaker is defined by a few other things. This is a big priority to us, and we'll see how the folks running for Speaker react to what we just did.
How's the vote on the motion to table the rule going in there?
You can ask that question to somebody else. Let's talk about George Santos.
And with George Santos, do you expect to call something to expel him from the conference, or are you just looking to get...
Oh, no, this is a resolution to remove him from the House of Representatives.
He has no business being in the halls of the House of Representatives. He's an immoral person. He's an untrustworthy person. He's scammed hundreds of thousands of voters, hundreds of donors. He's stolen millions of dollars. This is the most provable case of election fraud that we have before us. He is a fraudster. He defrauded Long Island voters. He should be out of Congress right away.
Yesterday, Mr. Jordan said that he would not call on him to resign. Mr. Jordan yesterday said that he would not call on him to resign. It's up to him. It's up to his district. Does that disappoint you that that's the position of the potential Speaker of the House here?
We need two-thirds of the House to vote in favor of his expulsion. He is one vote. We'll see how everybody else feels.
Again, we haven't had any conversations with anyone else with the exception of the New York freshmen.
You can issue this as a privilege resolution?
I don't think we're there yet. I think that we're going to have an overwhelming majority and perhaps two-thirds of the House to quite quickly support this. It may not require privilege.
If he runs for re-election, what does that do for people like you?
He's not running for re-election, and the Nassau County Republican Committee will make sure he's not on the ballot in November.
What about removing him from conference before the vote for Speaker?
Right now, we're focused on removing him from Congress.
But do you think he should have a vote for Speaker? Because currently he does.
We don't think he should have a vote in Congress, so we probably shouldn't have one in Congress.
The sooner he's gone, the better. If what happens first, Congress or conference, may be an issue we discuss.
So when there is a new Speaker of the House, is your plan to go directly to leadership and call for them to back this? I mean, you're sitting here saying that he's not the best representation of the Republican Party. We haven't heard that from Republican leadership right now.
I predict this resolution is going to catch fire. Many people feel how we do, and what my colleague Mr. D'Esposito said, he is a stain on this institution. Many people feel how we do, and we're eager to see everybody responds.
Are you making it a requirement for a vote for a new Speaker?
No, and like I said, I don't think that needs to be forced. I think this is going to be organic, and a lot of folks I feel from both sides of the aisle will support the removal of George Santos from these halls.
He denied all these charges. He says that none of these are true. He says he's going to fight it in court. Does he not deserve his day in court?
He does not. I think there are two separate requirements, two separate standards. What he is known to be guilty of, with beyond any doubt, not just a reasonable doubt, is that he lied about his entire background. That, to me, and how he defrauded voters, Long Island voters, should disqualify him from holding this office.
Do you regret not voting to expel him when it was offered earlier this year?
I think there's some amount of process that folks who are accused of these things should be afforded. However, that amount of process is now behind us. It's time to move on from George Santos.
To Mr. Lalota's point, the vote last time was whipped, and there was not going to be two-thirds of a House vote, and that's why this is not an up and down vote. This is a two-thirds vote, and that's why we chose to move it to ethics.
Why do you think it's going to catch fire so quickly when it hasn't so far?
Did you see the additional dozen indictments yesterday?
Do you think that's a breaking point when the previous indictment wasn't?
His treasurer confessed to participating in a fraud with Mr. Santos. That is a new criteria upon which I think my colleagues can rely and get them to the point that they can support this resolution.
We got to get back in.
Thanks, guys.
Have you guys decided who you're going to vote for yet for Speaker?
I haven't said so.
Not George Santos, though?